Yeah, probably it will take a few
All right,
minutes for
welcome
people
back.
to.
Welcome back here. Uh, Let us know how is it going. If it's still lagging, if there's it, we did some reset up here to see if that will help. We are not responsible if YouTube is lagging itself, so maybe you should minimize things or internet or however. But we are here.
It's slow today, even for me. So it's
Maybe
gonna
we
be
should
okay.
take it slow.
Just patience.
Lorna, welcome back here. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good to see you.
All right.
I'm
Well,
happy
it
to have you
says
here.
excellent connection. So, all right. Back to business. It is what it is. As long as you keep the positive in you. Yeah, it's the same thing with the journey. You have to keep positive. It could be a bumps on the road. It could be a um, situations in there. Erica, hi, welcome back, guys. Let us know how it goes with the feedback. But yeah, the journey is a bumpy ride. So talking about the bumpy ride, guys. The bumpy rides is this kind of like situations in the roads. It is about more to, I mean, talking about personal perspective up here, myself, talking about this energies of when you go down, what you telling yourself, how you rise up, how you pick yourself up. You find out that the journey, most of the time, is yeah, it's great to have communicating and sharing with others. It is a great you to uh, just video, no words. They are not lagging. Okay. So maybe there is no captions in there. Maybe the captions was gonna be coming in. But if it's not lagging, it's good. I'm happy if there is no lagging, which is maybe that's what
Mm.
was slowing down in there. But talking about within the journey, you're discovering yourself. You're discovering your self power. You're discovering the things that was not truth, the things that were not great, the things that were illusions. You're discovering the mind games. You understand and discovering more of what is going on real in the world, talking about the face mask that you're wearing, but also the face mask of the people around you. You begin to awaken. You begin to, as if I have to look at it, you see the truth within the matrix. And also may find out you see what's going on within the society. You see what is a behind this shadow of yourself, but also the shadow within others, the shadow within the world. And all of a sudden it pops out this number. And yeah, like, what is it going on? Then you go, you see again that number. 10, you begin to see, you begin to look at it in there. And talking about all of this, today you should celebrate this oneness within yourself. Um, this is things inside of it for. So CF said it's reporting to a lot of buffering, lack for me still, and I don't know what.
One idea. Sometimes it helps to put the lower quality for the video. I'm not sure. I will be observing how it looks for me, but even for me, the YouTube is very slow. But I think it's not on our side. It's like they are just slow today. I put a little bit lower quality and it looks a little bit better. So you may try to change the settings in YouTube just to have a lower picture quality, but at least it's smooth. So hopefully it will help. Let's change the video.
Yeah, that is one thing, and also take a look your if you have apps, if you're watching through phone, make sure to close all the apps you have only on YouTube, so it won't lagging in there. And is anybody else has this issues with the lagging? Let us know. I mean, what can we do? It is what it is for.
Hmm.
So, talking about when things are coming like this, what are you telling yourself? How you pick up yourself up? You may find out a lot of the inner powers inside of you, but you also maybe find out the powers from you getting from the collective. You look at it within, you do the self realizations, the inner work. Um, what's the difference between the within the journey for the past decade plus? Is a lot. What I was accomplished last year, it probably was the fruits for the past 9 years they came in together, and more and more is just coming within. More and more things are coming every day, and even we talk with Paulina about it, and there is endless possibilities when you find your own power, your own self, and you free yourself up. And that's what the twin flame journey, it is more about it. I mean, we talk about it with Paulina, we getting in there, we're trying to appear to do our best to show you what we've been through, to share in our personal experience. And personally, my message to you is keep going. Surrender to what you have to let it go, but keep going within yourself, within your spirit, because there's going to be a point of time. And that point of time, guys, it's going to be that breaking that threshold within your consciousness and breaking at that consciousness in there. You're going to be exploring the truth within your own self. So, with this, I'm giving the mic to Paulina.
Yeah, I can agree. It was a long journey, and it just looks, if you look back, you can see how much things you have overcome over this time. But I think this, once you pass the threshold, but also I can see how there are many, many thresholds, and you think you reach this place, and there is just a little bit more patience required because you feel you arrived, like something has come, like some change, and you are constantly getting those upgrades and updates, and the changes are, once you start from this main change, some some part of you, or some part of your life that that it's not serving you, but it's just, that's, I think that's the hardest moment, because normally those things are, you make those decisions on the subconscious level. The journey starts after that, and you kind of realize how your journey was unfolding until that point, but that requires to do a little bit of work, just to see, just to start capturing this bigger picture. And I think personally for me, the more I begin to see this bigger picture, especially when we are talking about this emotional and mind, I don't want to say games, but just those confusions sometimes that are introduced, the more you're in the journey seeing the big picture, the less you're getting involved in those emotional ups and downs, or those energies that can fluctuate. You get more sensitive to them, but at the same time you just kind of, your soul is coming to the more to the surface, so it's very easy to navigate once you understand, oh, this is temporary. Obviously it's just temporary, the changes are constant. And I think it's just this spirituality even helps. I think it's just, I wanted to describe it as a bigger picture, not as a twin flame journey, but just really life as a spiritual experience. And I think the more you're in this mindset that you don't treat those things that come to you not as personally, or you will be still getting triggers even from your closest people, and you will be seeing like why they are acting like this towards me. But with this bigger understanding, you're just not getting engaged with that. Like you see, okay, they are just going through some stuff. So I don't know, it's just, I'm in this big idea today, this big collective vision. But I think it brings a lot of peace. Like as I was talking to Dio today, I feel like in my dream state I experience more drama, and I'm replaying some experiences, clearing some subconscious stuff. I wake up and then I have peace. I'm like, what is this? It used to be the other way around. Normally in a dream you were having this, your mind was going to bed, you're just shutting off all the thoughts. And for me right now it's the opposite. Like that's very interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting because you were talking about the collective energies. So if you're following the astrology reports, guys, the collective energies is right now the subconscious coming out with all the fears. And the subconscious is testing you on your subconscious fears, how you're gonna react. And if you look at within yourself, you've probably seen it, as I stated before. If you are looking left, you may be gonna see a shadow. If you're looking right, you know, the way you sleep, you're gonna see your soul. And this is what happens when you toss and turn in a bed. Actually, the more flow goes in one side of the brain, and then another blood side goes in another. So the best thing it is either you sleep like this in the middle, like you know, moving your head left or right, in there during the energies, in there, or the best thing actually is when you're dreaming those. Look at your fears right there in the subconscious. It's like, oh, I have fears. What I'm running from those fears. You're gonna find out your power during exactly those moments, and later on when you wake up, you're like, what is this that I dream? What was this fears? That wasn't me. That's something else. You're gonna find out your deepest fears in your subconscious, the way they're active. And when you wake up, because you're awake, you're not only awake, physically awake, you're awake, you're conscious within yourself. You find out the things with between the difference between what you have in your consciousness when you awake and your subconsciousness that brings down what is in your shadow. Talking about the shadow work, and this is why interesting is when you see the patterns inside of you, how you react in there. I mean, the energies are energies, the collective energies are collective energies. But you, as a person or awakened person, if you see within these collective energies, it is your power to act, react, to be a proactive, pro-reactive within. That is going to be making the difference within yourself. That's how you're going to show to yourself that you are mature enough. You're like, okay, I understand I'm in this environment. It's a bad thing. But you know what? I can and go with peace. And that it comes in that the peace is leading you because the peace it brings the love within yourself. And the inner peace within the soul, as me and Paulina, we did quite a few videos here. We talked to you about this. Uh, your consciousness, it's already been rewritten within you, and the inner peace begins to be the leading energy, the leading source, because the inner peace it's coming with, amen. Paulina knows what that is. Anytime when I talking about this and something, ding, confirmations up here. We've been experiencing this a lot, and we have a lot of blast with this, especially when we have this high spiritual talk between us. But talking about with these guys in there, it is about this inner power within a soul that is in peace, that bliss energies. And that increasing can opens everything. It doesn't matter what's going on. You're in this state of bliss and peace, of energies, and the love is there. Like a solid rock. That's how it is. And now you're not worried about the things in there. You're not worrying about this survival mode. You just go forward. Back to you, darling. So, guys, if you
Yeah,
have any questions, you can ask. That's what it's here for.
yeah, for now some people joined, I guess.
Oh, should I recognize the people? Okay, I will
I think so.
recognize people. Lorna, Erica, CF Brother Rich. Hopefully the connection is good for you. Lorna, it's just the video, not the words. They are not lagging. Okay. Erica is here too. Andrea, Lorianne. Hi, Dio, Paulina, and everyone. Is thankful for Dio and Paulina. I'm thankful for Dio and Paulina. Thank you, Andrea. Andrea said, I'm as well. We are grateful beyond. We are grateful to you guys that you're here. Okay. Talking about those things. So,
Yeah, but when we were talking about those situations, especially, I just kind of realized, trying to escape a situation is not always the best choice. Of course, like you will know when there is something that you have to change, but it's never, you cannot escape the situation itself, because if you try to escape it, not deal with that, like it will come to you at some point. So right now, especially, I'm kind of seem to be replaying the same experiences, not just with the connection. Connection is separate, but even on the life level. Like I find myself in a very similar situation that I didn't deal with them. Like I had some fears, and I I just tried to escape, ignore. Somehow the situation resolved itself, and I moved forward. But I can see more and more that those things are still happening to me. This, and those are the same fears that I didn't have a chance to overcome. They will be coming. So it just shows me, it's, you cannot escape that. Like for some reason we are wired in a way that we have to probably go through some specific experiences, and if it comes to you, don't judge it. It may not be comfortable, but you just have to deal with that. But once you see, the sooner you just deal with that, and what is the difference between escaping and trying to avoid the situation, and dealing with them just to cross the threshold. It's always about some thresholds on our way. And most commonly, I think this is like a very uncomfortable state that you're in, especially, again, like I just realized how it works for me, that before I get to this like a little bit higher point, it's very uncomfortable for me, very confused environment. I just don't know what to do. Sometimes it's just, all you have to do is just kind of wait until this situation clarifies, and it will give you the next step, what you have to do, what are you really have to focus on, just to overcome the specific fear. Because I just experienced a lot of confusions in my mind recent days, but I could see gradually how it kind of dissolved, and I kind of focus on the current state, current situation, either professionally on or life wise. But it was never, from now on, I don't try to escape those situations. Just, okay, what came to me, just to really be aware, what's happening around me, and just embrace it, because it comes to you for a reason. So of course it's easier if you're able to find a peace with that, because the peace itself, it helps you to resolve the situation, because you will see, once you're able to find this peace in any kind of situation, somehow it starts to dissolve, like it starts to um, disappear, or you will see that people are helping you to go through that. It's like, it's very interesting how it happens. Like once you start acting from this peace state, how the universe and all around will be trying to manage to help you to just finish off. Like you've done your part, like you learn to manage it, not escape that, not avoid that, but you have your peaceful state, and the rest is just flow. So I think it's very interesting how you, if you turn off this resistance for the situations, that's the moment that they start to just go.
now I'll go a little
So
bit more deeper than this. And there. That was very good, darling. Thank you. Uh, you see, in those moments, you and I looking at within me, it is about that purging happens. Okay, that purging moment. And those purging moments within you, the mind is still gonna be, because you're used to it, to a certain things. You used to the face mask. You used to the face mask of other people. And right now, when you have that piece of the things that goes on, you are in peace of the things that go within life and situations. And since you are purging old informations, the new informations, the new energies, the new way of operations within yourself as a passing that threshold within the inner peace, now you are okay with that transition. Okay, and this is why you may feel confusion, because the old has not fully left yet, the new has not fully come into operation. And this is why as Paulina explained in there, that process is like, I just stay in my peace. And when you maintain your peace, later on, all those situations, all those confusions, all of a sudden they kind of like begin to be showing up what they are, what are they teaching you, what are they showing you, and how you can evolve within there. This is the next stage above that. Okay, that's the next stage that you basically, because you are operating from the face mask with all this programming, all this old paradigm right now. Now you took it off, and you will be feel uncomfortable. But talking about with this in there within the energies, you're gonna find out the answers are always coming with the inner peace. And then one of the inner pieces within you and the partner, and you and the divine, and your partner and the divine, right there. That is at the moment of these energies where they are so coming in together. Okay, and that is the beauty of this oneness. That is that beauty of what is. So yeah, back to you, darling.
Yeah, I wanted maybe to invite people to share their experiences, like currently, if that's what they are sensing. I think I'm just trying to catch up with how the collective is doing right now in terms of, what kind of period. Like we've been in this Scorpio season and this healing, but how it's coming for you guys. Like, are you seeing some change in your, crossing the thresholds? Like anything that you want to share, maybe there is something that can be useful for other people. I don't know. For normally we don't do that, but I felt need to ask how are people, because it's not about us today. Like really, as I said, it's more. I'm interested in the community in general. Like the whole community was so helpful for me, and I'm really excited always when I see that people are with the same mindset. They decided to move forward. They decided to grow out of those belief systems. They recognize, okay, something is holding me back. Maybe I will be listening to what Dia and Paulina have to say. Like it kind of starts to resonate with me. Maybe I want to see the bigger picture. Maybe there's more to that, this spiritual experience, not just twin flame journey and getting back to this person that ignited you as a twin flame, just seeing way beyond that. Honestly, this twin flame experience is just the beginning. And there's like the more you want to cooperate with that and you find a peace with the situation. Again, this is just finding the peace in whatever stage of your separation it is, accepting fully. You will start seeing how the journey really starts to speed up. And those changes, it's the progress and this knowledge and wisdom and understanding for the journey. It really starts to speed up. Like I cannot even explain, it's just the amount of understanding I'm getting as the whole picture. It's becoming more and more clear for me how it really unfolds and what it means and how those. I was never disconnected from my twin flame. It's all the same. It's just it was all me. And but it requires really to be able to put yourself in this position that, let me learn something new. Let me hear about something that people are not sharing, because still I don't see many people who shared exactly the same viewpoint. But I just I don't know. It's exciting to see how this community is growing and it's helping all around. If you need more guidance, more share your experience, share your examples, and just see, oh, they are in the same stage as me. So how can
Alchemy. Where is Nick when you need him? He maybe shows up. Who knows? Usually when I talk to him on a video, he's kind of like a popping up. But talking about the alchemy is you. You guys know that when are we talking about those situations in there? 90% of the people we're talking about within the community right now is about me, my twin, my twin, my twin, my twin, my twin, my twin, he, she, or they must, and so on. I'm finding one very interesting, kind of like a pattern in there. And that interesting pattern is what actually it is the leading the journey of the twin flame to a personal spiritual growth. Because one way or another, the journey is creating everything. The journey is a journey. You have to go through the bad stuff to learn how bad the bad stuff is so you can correct yourself. That is still, it is what it is. You can't change what it is. But I don't want to be about talking about to repeat myself, but we're talking about the better future. I see that a lot of the people have the knowledge, a lot of people have the learning, but I see the lack of performance, lack of actions, lack of the situations there. Some of the things that have been trigger. Hi, CC, welcome here. And I'm seeing it also within the people that it still have this hold on, still have this. Uh, you're treating the person who you wake up as your property. Let me explain something up here. Be kind of like very straightforward. The person who awakes you, even if that is your twin flame or not, you're gonna find out who's your twin flame when you get to this portal of truth. When you're gonna see the person sitting right next to you, and the divine energy is gonna be present, and the truth is gonna be brought in. Until that moment, if somebody tells you he or she is your twin and this and that, and you're looking at for confirmations for your twin flame and so on and so on, you still have not spiritually mature to get to that state of level. Okay? But when that comes into you, talking about is you really have to look at the divine that tells you who is your twin flame. Okay? And one more thing, talking about that, uh, applying to the alchemy, the biggest alchemy is in there. That was this mystery uh, personality that nobody knows. It only knows them as a kind of like a acronym name. Talking about Trigonos. What was his last name? I forgot about it. But he was talking about this alchemy, that whatever is upstairs, it's the same things downstairs. And if you have this energy that it's up there in the 5D and so on, and if it is its true energy, it's a true level, it's gonna be it's the same thing downstairs. And when these things happens within the connections, take a look. What is going on between the 5D and the 3D? Why they not manifest? What is not going on? What is not the truth? You are not the truth, or the connection is not truth. And sometimes you have to really, as a CC, write it here. The final let go is the whole acceptance. You let it go of the something that doesn't work. You maybe sees the energies on a 5D, but there is no this hermetic principle. Whatever is up is down, whatever is down is up. So by looking at this alchemy of the way that the love is, where the energies are exchanged and so on, that will lead you to the path of the truth, as the true communications, as a true manifestations, as a true work, guys. And this is kind of like my advice to you guys. But Lorna, thank you so much for pointing this alchemy stuff. And back to you, darling.
Yeah, even we were talking a lot about alchemy, personally, me and Dio. And it's all about changing being able to modify the experience, or modifying the way you experience your life once you just begin to see the things from the proper perspective, without what we were saying, without manipulation, without some false vision, because very often we want to see some certain thing, and if we don't see it, if it's not in front of us, we will try so hard, so we will even convince ourselves that we see it, so we were having a lot of talks with, if your 5D or your higher dimensional experience doesn't match what happens here, I would say, again, principle, they should match. Like, you should not feel confusion why I'm feeling something in 5D and this person is not here. I hear from him, I see him. So I would say the moment this dissonance happens, I think it's okay. Like, there is dissonance, there is a change, but it just means that you're on a correct path. But you should just allow those energies that are way beyond this world just to lead you, because if you do everything right and you don't oppose the current state, here on Earth, you will be guided with this energy, because they want to get into balance. Like, they want to make everything match each other, like as beyond, as above, so below. So I think it's, those experiences beyond this plane, they will be guiding you, but you just cannot judge it. Whatever state is right now, 3D, whatever your mind says, that that's my twin, or that's my reality, that's how my life should look like. If it doesn't match, just accept, okay, that's probably not the proper way. Like, let's just listen to intuition, this guidance, because that's the, I would say, one of the last steps, that to see how your 5D and 3D experiences are merging, because they can match, and you will start seeing how you can experience both of them at the same time. But I would say it's not wrong that, you are having those confusions. They just show you that there is some change that has to be done, and just don't be blinded by your ideal visions, or hanging on to something that it clearly doesn't help you. You just speak. I think the whole story is just to see those things objectively. Just put yourself aside and just try to turn off this emotional filter, because very often our emotions will be trying to make those false visions, just to create those visions for ideal life with someone who doesn't even want to speak to you. So it's, all I'm saying is, this 5D connection and those higher guidance, it's already available to you. And as much as you're able just to put on hold your 3D control, you just have to let go, because they want to lead you in a proper way, in proper direction. So it's a little bit of training. Just put your ego aside, and not always you will be in a control of your life. Like, sometimes really there is a better plan for you. So don't try to hold on to something that clearly is not working.
Yes, exactly. A lot of the people go into the trauma, go into the drama, going into a very deep depressions, going into this state of inner fights with them, just because of um, just because of this old paradigm inside within your mind. You may gonna find out that the mind is playing the games with you. Even in the mind plays the games within a 5D. The easiest way to find out is like, oh, I feel like my twin doesn't this and that, and I feel like I should text him and I should go do this and so on and so on. And that is the ego that plays this mind games within yourself. Your desire you to really have that experience with that person. So you feel like, okay, I will send this nice text. I will tell how much I love them. I will give them this beautiful letter and so on. And after that, there is just silence. On the other side, there is no response. There is nothing. There is not even happen anything. And you're wondering where is this coming from in there. And that is when you learn to become the observer from, first of all, deep inside of yourself, of why did the things don't match? What is really going on? Why do I feel all this beautiful love inside of me? Then you begin to discover that part of the truth in your own self and recognize the difference between the mind games, the energies that you've been playing in yourself, the roles that your ego was projecting from within you with the difference of the spiritual realms and the realities. And now you begin to do the work with that. And this is why Paulina said, put your ego on the side, see what is that going on. Put your things outside. Become this observer. And when you observe yourself, you're going to be allowing that inner peace within the soul that comes in over within the mind. That gives you this beautiful power of enjoying life with peace and then enjoy the connection, because that peace ultimately will lead to the peace with the person that is meant for you. You're going to be attracting what you are. And that's what the people begin to have these situations with them. Because the ignition is about when you see the person and it's like, okay, this person can give me what I miss without you realizing the things that you're missing from it. You gotta develop it in there. Cece, but how can an empath not be an empath? There is a difference. I think, Cece, what you're bringing in here is there is a difference between a awakened empath and a wounded empath. Those are two different things. The wounded empath operates like, oh, I heard this person hurt himself. I can go ahead and put myself in these situations and I can contact them to help them out without even asking for a help. You put in your situations as an empath in there for it, while the awakened empath is like, okay, this person knows who I am. This person knows what I'm doing. This person, if he needs me, if the universe made us to do it, that person will contact me. So there is a difference within. I think that hopefully, Cece, let me know if I interpreted properly of your questions, um, and look at it in there, because the wounded empath, once he's wounded and he's trying to help, and then becomes in this part that he plays the hero. But when the person he helps, he's like, hey, I don't need your help. Thank you so much. I appreciate for your help, but I don't need you anymore in my life. Now the empath becomes the victim, because he's trying to play the hero game. And this is why it's very important on you as an empath, you to get off of this wounded empath energy, you to grow and mature as an empath in there. I think that's what CC, I believe you referred to it. Dalek, if you have anything to.
Yeah, first just comment on what Lorna said. It's I think that's the way I was kind of touching on this, replaying the experiences, because they will be coming to you, because especially when you raise in your awareness, like it will be much easier for you just to really deal with them with the presence. When you see, okay, I won't be acting from my old patterns. Like I know that it was very subconscious, and in the past I used to be triggered by those things, or I used to act one way or another. But the moment you just stay in your present state, and just it's much easier, because that's through alchemy. Because once you're able to replay the experience and find peace within it, like it's done. Because anytime you will have even similar experience in the future, like you won't be even bothered. Like probably you won't even realize that you're going through this, because I think that's the whole art. That's what we are doing here. If something comes to you and it triggers you for a reason, because something is not healed, or for some reason you cannot be at peace. Even when we are talking with Dio, sometimes I'm triggered by something that he wouldn't even notice. And I think that's of course, like that's for everyone, but it shows, we are so different, and everyone just has to find a way to not to be caught up with these emotions, and not to be acting from this fear state, but just take it as it comes. But it's a true alchemy. Honestly, people were talking about this philosopher's stone and how it's, the source of the biggest alchemy ever. And all we realize is just the whole philosopher's stone is just presence and this acceptance, opening to what's happening right now and just dealing with that with love, with peace. And that's the whole alchemy, those things that they are writing for 1,000 years. So, and for the empath, I think this is, I just realized recently that you have to go to both extremes, I think, to really understand the whole empath on or giving to people, helping people. Because normally I think, especially for people when they start their journey, they become a little bit awakened and then they want to help everyone to be as much awakened as they are. And then they will find a block because people will be like, can you please just get out, keep out of me, like I don't need your help. And those are the experiences in which you realize like maybe you should not be helping everyone all around, because sometimes people can even start taking advantage of you. So you will maybe start falling to the other extreme. It's like, okay, I don't want to deal with people, like if they don't want any help, like I'm on my own. But I can see how people are starting to stay in this phase even for too long, and they will keep saying, oh, I'm individual now, I'm just giving to me, to me, to me. And you're going to the other extreme. And when is the time to get out of this hermit mode? You've learned how to be for your own self, to take care of yourself. But I think this is also not the right state. Like you just really have to be finding balance between those two. But I think the first phase is really just to put all your attentions to yourself, to really, it's more even for your inner child. Like you just have to show that you care about this little child that you have inside. And only then you can really start calling yourself the empath that is ready to help people. But it's tricky and it's all about balance. But
I was about to say it's all about balance. Talking about that balance, I'm gonna follow up with you. It is the balance between two extremes inside of you. And that balance will produce the inner peace. If you don't have the inner peace, you're in on one side or you're in the other side. If you're in this good side, everything that it's bad is gonna trigger you and you're gonna be going to the bad side. If you're in the bad side, it's like I'm doing bad things, I need to do something good. But when you are in the balance piece and at that state of you, it is a stoic personality, that's a masculine energies, but also it's much more deep within a spiritual. It's not only about masculine, but talking about that stoicism inside of it is exactly that balance. You need to have balance within the energies, balance within the force. You to understand the both realms. You to experiencing the both extremes, and he is like, oh, I know what those extremes, but it is about my actions of the extremes. And if I go through the extremes, I'm gonna go back into this duality. I know those extremes, but I'm here to evolve. I work with the third energy. I work within the universe energies. Then inside of it begins all that path of the empath, empowerment path, empath, empowerment path. You will see the correlations with this with you. That empowerment of the path inside of it. Things are much better once you get to this state of the observer and the inner peace, guys. It is what it is. All right, both ones. Hi, thank you for coming in. Lorna, hello. I wanted to say something about this alchemizing items, these patterns that Lorna was talking about. Sorry, Lorna, I didn't. I saw the CC. I mean, CC with her antennas is, you know how that goes. Nothing personal, CC. But talking about this alchemizing, you're alchemizing yourself. And as far as I see, feeling the peace within myself, that is a when you begin to find this alchemizing parts inside of it. And that is the process, because the inner peace brings much, much more um, values as energies, values. You're not anymore putting energy that you're wasted, but at the same time, you are also aware of how you're taking energies within yourself, what you're producing from within yourself, and the energies the way they're around you. You're gonna begin to learn the energy management, but that is based out of this spiritual universal maturity that alchemizes you inside. So, all right. Where were we? Blue Swan. We believe that twin flames reconnect after 20 years as long as they do their inner work. What if they don't do the inner work? That's my question. Talking about being in the twin flame community for over a decade, and still, how many unions there are out there? Find out that twin flame is actually a personal journey. If you're not ready for it to be a twin flame as you are in a personal level, how can you attract a twin flame experience? It's not gonna happen. If it's something is not correct, you to handle this spiritual wisdom, God-given gift of that energies in there, until you're not ready, until you're not truthful, until you're not go through this state to be one within the divine and tell the divine, I'm okay if I'm gonna be with or without it. I am here to serve you. I surrender. I let it go of my agenda, and I trust you to handle that. You do this and all things. You do in your soul, in your mind, in your heart, in your body, in your material, in your spiritual. You do all this at once. You not just say like, oh, I'll give up my spirit, but I will keep wanting to do what I wanted to do. Then you get into this trauma, psychological things inside of it. And then you're wondering why the things are not going okay, because you're expecting the divine to give you, like you're expecting outside source. You have to become and allow the source to be with you first, so you can connect with the source. Doesn't just operate like that. There.
Yeah, but
So
you know what comes to me? Sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
I just it to me that it's always it comes from this choosing yourself space. Like if you're able really to choose yourself, like is this connection that it's separation, whatever situation it is it serving me or not? Am I treated with respect or not? Like is it compromising my mental state or not? So I think as much as you can label your experience as twin flame or false twin flame or twin flame in progress or any state, but if you see this not serving me, it's hurting me, there is no peace, there is running, chasing, I have to be always on guard because I'm not sure what's coming. you know it's when you choose you and you choose you as the highest good, and you will be always staying true to yourself and not being afraid of seeing, okay, things were amazing but they are not anymore, like maybe there's something else that I should be doing, maybe I have to come to peace that it's constant change, maybe people can fall off, maybe some people are not able to maintain the same level of awareness that they initially got ignited. So really, but by choosing yourself and you're respecting yourself enough to really put your highest good in the picture, you will get response from the universe on exactly the same level. Okay, I can see that you're the most important for you. You care about your goodness, you care about your peace. You will be really looking for someone who will bring you peace. You will not be looking for your twin to come back. You will be finding something that brings you the peace that you've developed from yourself. So I think it's for me, it's just, this threshold of 20 years, I've been thinking about it, and I just imagine myself being 50 and maybe reconnecting with my twin flame when I'm 50. And since I'm 30, it was just a little bit too big a part of my life for me to stay in this passive mode, waiting for something to maybe happen. And I realized to take responsibility from this passiveness, to really embrace it and decide, okay, it's all about me in this experience. I've been reconnected to the source. Let me collaborate or work with something that wants to work with me. I don't have to chase the source. I don't have to chase divine. They are for me and they can work with me. So that was this moment of putting myself as the most important person, not me as a couple of twin flames that I have to wait until someone awakes, but more just, okay, I want to work with those energies that want to work with me. So I was really much,
Mm.
that pushed me towards, this vision of being 50 and just being in this state that is still asking the questions in the chat, when my twin flame will be back. Like, how can I make sure that my twin flame will be back after 15 years of separation? So this is very personal. I know that it won't resonate with everyone, but with my example, I can say that it worked, because I'm still connected to the energies. I'm even more progressed with that. And I have finally person who wants to work with me and walk with me. I'm super clear about that. Like, I don't have to think, is he gonna run? Is he gonna be responding this way or that way? I don't have to think about, oh my God, is he truthful, or maybe there's something shady about him? But you have to choose that for yourself first, to say no to those unclear situations and this weird dynamics that are in improper, imbalanced twin flame connection. So
Did you hear what
a
she
little bit
said?
of, right, too masculine.
Did you
But
guys hear what she said? I don't have to worry. I trust the energies. I don't have to worry about him, what he's gonna do, what he's gonna say, what is this and what is that. Overcoming fears, overcoming all this codependency things, and trust. What has she said? Trust the energies, trust the divine. That is the key, guys. You're trusting the divine. And one of the divines talking to you, then you will know. Okay? And talking about all this, guys, there said it long time, even before I met Paulina, having connections with Paulina. When you engage within the divine, you have to trust within the divine, and that's what she did. That's what I did. That's what we all did. And that's what we're here right now. And ever since our divine connection exists as a divine partnership here, we found so many things. And we basically maybe said what? Not even 1% of the things that actually happens, the advanced learnings and the situations. Some of the things we're still working on it with her to clear that out. Some of the things we begin to we're accepting all the changes. But we also have one more important thing, guys. The belief within the energies, within the divine, and the energies working with divine between us, and also we do the things, we perform the things. First of all, personally, and the second of all, for the relationship. And that's why I don't have a fear of what she's going to do, how she's going to take, and so on. Because the truth, we're talking about the truth between us. And that is freedom. You to be yourself within the connection. But also, you're free of allowing the freedom of the other person to do what they want. That is your power as a twin flame. Personally, you need to seek. And hopefully today, on this special date, you guys see all this. Look at darn. All right. Where were we? Botswana. and that the majority of the people who say they are twin flames were catalysts in a codependency relationship. Exactly. Codependency and this catalytic experience created all this mess within the twin flames community.
Mm.
And I mean, it is what it is. This codependency relationships sometimes they create a lot of mess and a lot of tears, a lot of trauma and drama. We talked about before this with Paulina. We both decide that no more trauma, no more drama, enough. Let's
Mm.
go into the trash can, and that's what this all begins.
Yeah, but there is also one more thing, it's as Blue Swan said, it's just most of people that are really in twin flame community, once they start working on themselves and they see how much unhealthy patterns are just being tolerated because it's a twin flame connection, because that's how they felt, they allow for really being disrespected, abused very often, and just mistreated, and really all it's doing is just showing them, what kind of level of respect you have towards yourself. If you're ending in your codependent relationship or really unhealthy relationship with your twin, all it's showing you to develop the proper healthy boundaries for yourself. It may be your twin flame, but all it's maybe serving the purpose is just for you to disconnect from it because it's not healthy for you. And that's this surrender mode. It's just, instead of putting yourself into something that is just damaging for you, you see, okay, whatever was the name of this connection, that might be my twin, that might be my catalyst, maybe it's just not good for you. So it's like, really, but if people can't stay in those dynamics for way too long, it just gets more and more unbalanced. And meanwhile, they will even have experiences that the other counterpart, they even left, maybe they got married, they will go back every year, maybe reconnect. But this is really unhealthy if you really allow someone to just do that to you. But it's all, I just keep repeating, it's all about your self-respect. What kind of relationship you really desire for you. Do you choose something that it's pure and healthy, and maybe not with this specific person that originally started you with the journey, or you really want to cling on something that just because how it started, and all your life you will be just replaying this one single experience in your mind and just looking through the lenses from this tiny part that just got you ignited. So
Another part here is you have to be thankful those people, those catalysts and those codependent relationships. You have to be thankful. You have to be grateful for all this because that shows you how the things are. And if you have a catalyst or codependency experience within the soul for it and the things doesn't work out, just let it go with the inner peace. It's like, that's what it was. I have to let it go. That is those three things: trust, surrender, let go of the divine. And right there, it is about to show you what the truth is so you can see that codependency in yourself. That little girl that hold on to her father or mother and she wanted to learn things, or that boy that struggling with the feminine side because he's still missing his mother, or it was lack of these masculine energies in there. So he did not grow up to face this. And right now that leads to this codependency. It's like, I need her or I need him. And when you're missing the person, then you're like, oh, my life is gone. Nobody loves me. Nobody this, nobody's that, nobody that. And for it. And talking about with these codependency situations, even some of the people I work with, I just go straight forward, go see some psychologist, go see what you need to do with all this, because it's a codependency. You need to understand that twin flame dynamic. It is all about to get rid of the toxic of this codependency situations. You have to clear it first on your own. because it's a interdependence relation ship that you have to seek first within yourself, so it can be in a free interdependence relationship with other. Then you're gonna understand powerful couple. You're gonna understand the proper relationships. You've been studied this codependency, this psychology stuff, this dynamic as a awakening, and blah 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 blah. But now when you go, you're gonna begin to learn the proper. You're gonna learn powerful couples. What is a dynamic within a powerful couple? All of a sudden, the divine's gonna point you out. Have you go ahead and see in this. Have you look at it, the qualities in there. Because this quality was between me and her, and I was like, darling, you're so good and so great. We're not used to it, all this, and it's not happened like the previous soul connections you and I have. What is this? What is so beautiful? What is we're understanding all this? And I'm like, okay, let's look at this. Let's investigate it. We look at it. We look at the qualities of a powerful couple, and they begin to match on what we have. So the divine is going to point you to this. So yeah. All right. Next one. The empath needs to learn the boundaries and Baudelaire as well as to understand what people he or she shares and exchange energies with. Exactly. Some of the energies exchanges are maybe it could be a good, maybe a bad, and so on. But energies exchanges, energies exchange. They are also informations. They're also learning experiences. Okay. You gotta have the experiencing all this. But there is a difference between boundaries that you put in out of a fear and boundaries that you actually have to really understand the things inside of you about healthy relationships, boundaries. Okay, because at some point you will understand that the boundaries they can keep you in internal jail as well, even if you think that they're healthy in some way, so on in there. When you understand that the boundaries you are putting in a place of not to accept a toxic behavior, toxic situations, you should have to tell the person what should, could, and must, and demands, and so on and so on. Your boundary shows about you bring me a peace, I love your peace. See, there is a difference between this kind of like a healthy boundaries compared to a boundary. It's like, oh, I want you to do this for me, and I'm not gonna do anything for you. That's my boundary. Those are two different things inside of it, in there. But I agree with this that the empath has to learn the boundaries. Have anything to say, darling?
Yeah, that the boundaries is also about how are you allowing people to treat you. You know, if they do you allow people for ghosting, or are you okay being, from time to time contacted with, like, are you okay with some lies? Like sometimes, like, I don't have this in my life. I didn't have to have any relationship based on lies that much, but I have seen many people, they tend to attract the connections that are based on lies, and that's what they have to learn. They have to learn once and for all, set the boundaries. I won't accept that, because sometimes people will compromise. It's not ideal, but this person gives me something, so it's really those healthy boundaries, just to see things how they are. Just not allow people to do those things, because if you choose once that I don't want to have anything with that in the next connection. Like, I'm done with this. Like, this is clearly not serving anything. Like, this is not healthy. Be sure if you learned your lesson, the next connection will be different. You will probably have something else to learn, or it will just get better and better. But yeah, boundaries. It's something that
Yeah.
we all learn.
Sissy, there are so many voices coming to me. Some scream for help, other almost die without. But sense and see all of them. Still hard cookie to focus. Um, the focus is, Sissy, it is about to see where the root causes of this within, and learn that the thought pattern about, because that voices that come from a thought pattern. And when you are in a state of balance and the peace in there, that's going to begin to improve what your focus is. So I know how your gift is, but looking at within yourself is all about management. Okay, self management. Marta CH. Hi, Marta. Thank you for coming to the channel. What is the difference between twin flames and indigo crystal children? Both have a similar missions in the world. Uh, there's a lot of been talking about this. A lot of the people, you need to understand the paths. Uh, where it is. I actually had that drawing. Yeah, right there. Okay. Since I cannot draw on the screen right now, but let me show you something. There you go. Okay. As you see it, this is a point A of awakening, and you have to write that point B is a graduate or is a fully awakened. And you can put here on one of the lines twin flame, you can put crystal, you can put indigo child, and so on. We're all going through a similar experience that's in there. And if you look at it, can an indigo or a crystal child that they can be a twin flames? It all depends on what it is the person came for. Through some of the astrology readings, I can see that some of the crystal childs they have issues with. They choose very specific moments of birth, um, like powerful divine energies. They are connecting either talking about between Venus and Mars, which is they to balance their energies in there. Um, Talking about those energies in there, that the indigo there comes in more with an they are more spiritual oriented, while the crystal child is take that energies and they can work with the energies. They can basically use the energies as a Lego to build something, to do something with them. While the twin flames is more personal self awakening about the reality of love and there. So this is my perspective. Yeah, well, the mission is about the same. I mean, if you look at the chart, you see the chart right there. The mission is to bring that experience to love and peace on earth. But that peace on earth begins with the inner peace within you. Because the peace on earth is that what's going to bring the paradise on earth. You think the paradise is going to be coming when we all have this internal wars within ourselves, and then that internal wars leads to the society fights, and that society fights leads to a country fights, the political parties fights, then is a country fights between. The chance is zero until we don't begin. And that's what this is, that everyone comes in, all the spiritual experience comes for this. But that is a part of the next 2000 years, age of Aquarius energies, that they are like, if you don't bring peace, I don't work with you. If you don't bring that positiveness, if you don't reinvent the things, if you don't do the proper things, I'm not going to work with you. I gotta find different way, different person, different situations in there. If you have Aquarius in your chart, you will know what exactly what I'm talking about. Darling, if you have something to say.
No, I think depends maybe on the level of awareness, because I was going through different labels, different groups, and it looks like it depends if you look into the star seeds or those indigo crystal child. And this is all labels, and I'm not sure. I think it depends on which kind of like a dimension you're talking about, or which kind of like level of awareness. In the core, we are all the same as a soul, I think. So it's at this moment, I'm not sure if that's not unnecessary labels that we put here on Earth. Not not very different to psychological types that we discuss. Because in essence, like all soul is the same. It's this pure energy. So I'm still confused by that. Like sometimes I'm getting information like can be this or that or come from this from that. Mm, but I think from what at least what I read as people are putting as definitions, they put twin flames as an experience, like spiritual experience. And maybe indigo, crystal, or rainbow, there are many of those. It maybe defines more like personality traits and a type of like what can be your preferences here, or maybe like lifestyle choices or focus, like as Dio said, like some people may be more focused on spiritual or this kind of wisdom oriented, and other people can be more towards manifesting, and so that might be also. But and mission, I would say, just to mm, awake.
There you go.
And
Here again.
mm,
Doesn't matter. There is a lot of different paths, but all lead to the same. But very good questions.
mm,
Thank you, Marta.
mm.
Andrea, it's 11:11 here. Oh my God. Happy 11:11
It
to
is
all
open.
of us. The gate is open. Sisi,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I was taking creating this happy 1111, I was trying to find a proper font, and I'm pretty sure that was like 111 in size. There was just a lot of ones in this.
yes, Paulina did this. Happy 11:11. Yeah, I forgot to recognize it. I thank her, but
No, this that's
thank you, babe.
welcome.
Sisi, and he doesn't have smoke times anymore. Oh, I do, but I don't smoke on a screen unless I go overboard. I'm still smoking, Sisi. Lorna, I'm fully surrendered as I learn and go back on track. And namaste. Thank you for all your help, guys. Lorna, you're welcome. You're welcome. Lorna, connections are not meant to be toxic. That's my experience. Right there. Because if you are in this spiritual experience in there, and if there is a toxic patterns, ultimately that toxic experience gonna lead to a energy separations and separations from divine separation from within oneself in there, and that will trigger so many things that ultimately either the one or the other is gonna turn, and the one's gonna be the good, the other gonna be bad, and ultimately that connections maybe because within a soul specifically there could be a created some internal world damage as well. So this is why the most important thing that the twin flame journey is actually you to go away from those toxic patterns. This is why you awaken in the first place. You were in a toxic karmic or toxic connections before, and you're like, I don't need this. I mean, okay, maybe he's got the money, maybe he provides everything, maybe he does. Well, my soul is not happy, my heart is not happy. I feel disconnected from this person. What the heck is with me? Wow, the spiritual connection exists and fulfills everything. And the spiritual connections brings and put everything in there. And even if you're physically disconnect in there, the energy, the love, and the power is still there. I mean, Paulina is back in Canada. I'm back in Bulgaria, but we're not disconnected. We still have our energies here. Okay, but people when they disconnect inside of within the person, okay, they begin to looking at them these toxic things inside. They're trying to find reasons, especially point the fingers towards the other person. The other person is not good, the other person is this, the other person is that, or the one person begins to do demands. You need to understand those toxic relationships, they are traits from thousands and thousands of generations. I mean, beginning even since the world was created, the void even, the first universe was created. the primary thought that comes in is like, what can we do together? And two small particles of the void. I don't know if you guys are too much within SDO is that currently the biggest focus right now it is that when they study the universe, they want to figure it out, the dark matter and the void. They don't want to figure out the stars. They don't want to figure it out the way the universe works. They don't want to figure out the stars and so on. They want to figure it out how the void operates and how the dark side is in there. But that is the environment, the purity in there. And one of the two small particles in this void, there's like, you know what? Let's give them an example when two particles come together. They create a little light within that deep, 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 deep darkness. And then the light attracts more light, more, and more, and more, and then the first atom becomes created. Then the more is attracting through the gravity, through the electrons. And then it's attracting, creates some more elements, attracting others. And then becomes the next element, and begins more and more and more, and becomes like a black hole. Then that black hole collects all this energy and explodes. And here, you have a birth of universe. They want to see that particle of the void of these energies where it comes. The particle in the void, it operates out of a thought, the God particles, and they still cannot figure it out. They're still looking at for the physical thing. They still don't understand what Einstein said. The more I'm looking to the science, I'm finding God. They don't get that at point. Still researching it. Why? Because the sources, the resources, and so on. And one of the toxic patterns is about material situations and resources. How you gonna be work on it? And there is this push, there is this rush. When can we get together? We not get together right now. We need to be in this physical union. Is that rush and what's going on? Well, it should be the things happen on divine time. Let's follow the divine step. Let's see if what else we need to achieve. Let's see what else we need to do. You want to go home? Home is with the divine. And then when you put the divine within, the home becomes and manifests. It's in the 3D world. So, Lorna, thank you. Thank you so much. Plus one. Then what will be your path choosing free will as such a you choose your will, not as a twin flame? Oh boy, guys. You still have some situations in there that you guys have to look. Why people think that I did personal choice by choosing Paulina? It was a divine choice. A lot of you are not getting at this. How do you explain this? But divine choose us and we choose the divine. So
Yeah, but honestly, what happens? Like we were just both accepted, okay, I'm letting my twin flame go. Like he or she's free to go. I have no control over divine. Show me the way. What is the next step? And then I find you. So it's like, what's the best or more better proof, that that was divine plan once you put all your will towards the journey, like you have no preference whatsoever, and they bring you this other person and they try to push you and just match you with this person. You will be resisting, but you will see energies that want to get into balance with each other, and the divine is there. I have no other proof. Like it's if twin flame is divine connection, okay, we are twin flames. If I'm okay not to be twin flame, it's really, if I have to choose to be twin flame or be happy, I prefer to be happy. I don't need twin flame label. So um this is a broad picture.
There's the broad picture, but when the divine comes in and the divines put you together, you'll understand. It is what it is. What can you do when a divine is here and they tell you, here's the person, and this is the inner peace within you guys? You guys are great. You guys doing good. And here is the other person. He's great. He's good. And we're good with this. When I say divine marriage already made right there on the spot, what would you do? Divine comes first. And you're gonna learn that. Some of you don't learn that lesson. That's what you have, your personal preferences. That's what you're not in the union with yourself. And then you don't have that experience in union. So it wasn't the free will. Okay. The free will was me choosing the divine. It's probably not got the free will to choose the divine and me. This way I had the free will to choose the divine and her. That is it's a little bit more, it's very simple, but it's a little bit complicated in a way. But when you guys get there, I know talking about to the future audience here, you get there. When you choose God first, already have surrender your twin flame. I mean, at some point, God's gonna ask you to surrender that person who doesn't even make a phone call, that person who doesn't even want to look at you in your eyes, or the worst thing, that person wants to even show you that they're not interested in you. So, yeah. Okay. In order for twin flame journey to materialize, requires surrender your will to God. You do, yes. So, and you have chosen God above everything. That will mean you love yourself and your neighbor and your God. Now, or this is a one of sometimes the people choose this specifically thinks that you mean you love yourself and your neighbor and the God within them. Sometimes that it is about that you within that energy with your neighbor and God and so on. You gotta love your neighbor, accept them as who they are, as long as your neighbor doesn't harm you. Okay, it should be no harm because your neighbor has to learn the same thing to love you as who you are. That's why we have a lot of this differences with culture and the situations that we need to overcome and things like this within. But talking about this, sometimes the people they're choosing and they says like I'm your neighbor, you should love me. They're demanding that. You know, you always as a twin flame, you have to look at also the other side. So you gotta be very careful how you apply this of have to or mean to or need to and so on. Because of it's not about mean, it is about do. Darling, if you have something to say.
No, this talks, this is just a situation that you are in this next stage, next level. It's just universal law, but it's just okay. In the Bible, they call it like that, but it's you can have many books that will be talking about the same thing. Just if you're at peace, you don't care what your neighbor is doing. He you're not engaging with that because you have your own bubble. You're just emanating love. It's just you don't even notice. It's and that moment you just see we are all one together here. Like, why would I be even bothered that he has some issues with himself? So
Yeah.
um, we can read it all and then comment, summarize maybe.
Okay. You want to read it or you want me to read it?
Yeah. And you have chosen God above everything. That will mean you love yourself and your neighbor, the God within them. Oh, that's what we said. Guys, twin flame journeys are individual and private between the twins and God, and it requires lots of extreme work, which is true, but it's not private between twins. It's your private thing, and you're only you're only homework here is just to work with yourself. You're not a part of twin flame couple. You're not a part of the dynamic. It's like you only should be focused on yourself. It's I don't know, it's like we will be repeating until people get it, because I believe that's true. And this is specifically true for the people who want to go to the next stage and really understand this big picture. There's enough people who are explaining those things the old way, which I believe is not correct, because it doesn't lead to freedom. It leads to keeping people in cages that they need other twin to progress on their spiritual journey, which is not correct. So I won't be repeating that, and from now on, my views. So I'll be just getting more and more triggered. Maybe that's my homework. But in principle, all I'm saying from this is just there is Holy Spirit, there is everything. You will get united with everything and all this wisdom and God, but it's your personal journey. And it's like, of course, you will be getting together with someone who will have exactly the same views and exactly the same level of awareness that you are in. So, and here's your free will and here's your choice. Do you really want to progress and be matched up with someone who will really help you to progress even more? Or are you gonna be in this belief systems that you will get reunited with your twin because you're supposed to work with that specific person no matter how they are treating you, whether or not you're in the same level, you maybe for a bit, and then you just progressed. So all I'm saying, guys, don't stop your development. That's the most beautiful thing that we can experience here. And just that's, if I'm supposed to call mission, that's our mission, to make more people understand that it's up to you how far and how fast you want to progress on your journey, and whether or not you will be repeating the same old teachings, which is not really teachings, from other people and their belief system, instead of really looking inwards and just discovering God in yourself and following your guidance and following what you feel it's true, not what people are repeating, because you have all this wisdom in yourself. You don't have to listen to anyone. If you come to this point and you're watching this video, probably, because otherwise you would just shut off the video.
All right, and when you lead a, oh my God, Wolfsman's blowing at the chat again. I and when you choosing God above everything, then I get lost. They have so many questions. What was you? Chat moved.
I can continue. And
Yeah.
when you lead a life
Okay,
with
yeah.
the will of God, which is the Holy Spirit, then you're united full with your twin by God, and God will always give it as it is manner that we receive everything. The world is full of powerful couples. We can see what happens with Twin Flame Universe, which is a no topic. I cannot even talk about it, because I feel anytime we even try to touch on this topic, my body says like, you don't want to go this way. So this is beyond our discussion. And see, it depends who will the powerful couple is being guided by, personal or wills, God's will.
That's one thing. It's required corrections here. And you have chosen God above everything. And guys, your twin flame is a private and individual. You need to understand that is a within the twin flames there is no secrets. I cannot even surprise this girl here. I can't even like that. But another point right here, you guys wrote, and when you lead a life with the will of God, which is the Holy Spirit, you need to understand something about it. There is a difference between God, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Okay? All right, God is the creator. Holy Spirit is the messenger. Don't mix that. The messenger is something. All right. So talking about this in there, it is about you choosing the divine. You're choosing the messages within the Holy Spirit. You're choosing the divine connections with the person. And as far as we're talking about the twin flame universe, we had a discussion yesterday with Paulina. I was like, I want to go ahead and watch to see what it is, and she's like, personally, I don't think so, we should, because this is a trauma and drama, and I was like, well, maybe I should go ahead and see what they say, what the damage is. And you know what? Today I was napping, and you need to understand the people who got engaged with the twin flame universe. Okay, those are the codependent people who actually paid so much amount of money to some people who had no idea what to do. Otherwise, I mean, come on. How much work that we did. I'm talking about the other twin flame coaches. They did healings and then there. Okay. So talking about those, I'm talking about Wolf. I'm talking about Indy Cowling. I'm talking about Sherry and Lee. I'm talking about Mara Kelly. I'm talking about come on, to Infinity Rope and Angie, and the rest for it. None of us actually was sharing twin flame universe situations, even in the group and twin flame. They were never posted. I mean, we tried to stay away from this. So talking about these guys in there is we're not gonna look at it what twin flames the universe did. That's their part. That's their show. That's the drama. Okay, the world it's led by drama and the trauma. We're different. Why did they not look at it, and why did they not create a very powerful movie about what twin flames is? Because the world is fed on fears, drama, and trauma. That's what that was. So the people who are working with twin flame universe, that's their choices. And about that, that's what I'm gonna be saying about it. They choose who to work with. They're codependent. They put so much money because it doesn't make sense you to pay thousands and thousands of dollars because of codependency and guarantee that this is your twin flame and they're gonna bring you on this. Yeah, that's my opinion. I state it, and so on. So, yeah, there you go. Washing the hands with this. Um, for it. So.
Okay.
There's something with the
Now we have
connections. I'm
Laura.
getting errors. Do you get the
Oh, really?
yeah? Do you get in anything? Is it lagging or so on?
Let me see. I mean, it's buffering. Like the YouTube is very slow, but it's on a YouTube site.
Yeah, I'm getting it. Because they say the keyframe was 8.2, 8.3 seconds, and it says incorrect group of picture size. I don't know what this is, but you know, the internet. So we see that there is.
Yeah, YouTube is not cooperating with us today.
We are evolving away from labeling. It's a source energy within them and 10 out. Within and 10 out. Exactly. You have to always look at from within.
Yeah, but you can see that that's the next step. Like once you see that labeling is really, it's not helping you to, you cannot define yourself. Like you try to define yourself, you try to define, am I already twin flame, false twin flame, or that was catalyst? I got tired by trying to find a label and put the label on my experience, and the more you're on the correct path, you will see this is not very much different to any spiritual experience other people are having. It's just it depends how the your soul chooses to awake you. You know, some people have to go through very nasty stuff, and I think as a twin flame you can just be grateful that you've started your journey with this beautiful love from the divine. It doesn't mean like the person is person, don't treat them, you know, whatever happens between you and your catalyst or twin flame, the experience is beautiful because you experience really this divine love, and it shows you the potential. But I cannot just even imagine the better way to awake, you know, to start on a journey than this. So but it's too much labeling never helps. So. Mhm.
Too much blown up. Uh, First was darkness, and then came the light. He used to be the light that gave the life to his creation. Surely to be free must forgive, must give forth to who? To God. I must give to life, to the light. Um, Surrender, then how can you make choices? With the will is not free will, that is contracted by the false evidence that appears real. Uh, that it's more, I would say this surrendering part, it is not about choice because you see that the divine is giving you one light, come back to me. And it's not about you. You can have that part of the surrender as a free will, if you wish, but it's still your choice for it. And each one has its own journey. Exactly when the journey comes together, and there it comes together. Being guided by the will of God is the only true options that one has for union with your twin. Exactly. Blue Swans, love you guys. Thank you. Love you too. Holy Spirit is the breath of God, guys. Well, here we're going into the religions, and there is a lot of interpretations for it, but he's more the advocate of God in there. We're here to help and guide twin flames in the path of ascensions. We know, dear, you are legitimate. I don't know about this. Who is legitimate? Who is not? The divine is the one. I had a message today. Somebody sent it to me because of situations, and I only replied to him for one thing. There's a one person who can basically says things, and that is a God in the divine. I don't need somebody's opinion if I'm legitimate and not legitimate. There is no one, and it's so on, and so on. They were talking about this, but I appreciate, guys. That's why we have been watching and participating since October, and I always said that in your channel. Dio, Twin Flames come here and additions to their journey. It's a private and maybe changed and updated and added as they ascend. They must clear their family line. Then, talking about ascension, let me be something more clear about what is the people uh, have a lot of issues, which is I encounter so many times, especially within the spiritual community. Person who is very spiritual, and they said you have to be quiet for the things that goes on and so on, and don't give these things to you. Let me tell you, that is on one side is a healthy boundary, but another side is an opposite of this. It is a toxic. I know what it needs or what it needs to be healed, and I'm not gonna tell to nobody. And talking about this between difference between a private and your journey, you learn it as a celebrity, okay? A very masculine power inside of it. Um, that at some point you not worry about what the people think about you. Okay, you should be thinking it about the same thing. You came here to serve the world. You're a personal example for that one. You think you have privacy and it's private, then you have issues within your own self. Because everything you do, every thought that you have, it's recorded within the universe. When the people get off of this physical body and becomes an energy body as the way they are, the truth always comes out. The thing is, when the truth comes out when you're in a physical body, what are you going to do? What is your private? What is your situations? Isn't there? And if you begin to have confusions within all this, within your own self, Twin Flames comes in to explain the informations and goes deeply within the things that most other people who are not within the Twin Flame journey, or they're not in that right path, or even if they're in a Twin Flame journey, but they're getting lost, they don't understand this things. Yeah, you gotta have private of certain things that you do. Okay, but don't mix the privacy parts with what you came here to do as a mission. Because your personal journey that you do as a twin flame, personal inner fights, the personal evolutions that you did as an example that you need to share. If you keep it private, guess what happens with you? Yeah, you're not getting the support that you need. You're not doing your work. But that it requires spiritual maturity to be honest. Yeah. And there. And this spiritual maturity I understand very early on that stage. And that's what is. So that's what I'm living with it. Your darling have something to say?
Not for now. I think it's about the spiritual maturity. Maybe it's like it's up to us when we want to reach the state. And especially that many people that I meet, they are already in their journeys and people are starting awakening sooner and sooner. And I think especially this weird program for long life twin flame journey should be rewritten, because it's otherwise many people who have a lot of potential will be stuck in this earthly belief system. So I think it's just as much as people can understand that it's all about their ascension, that's gonna be good. So probably we should even, I mean, not it's not up to us, but world start shifting from this how what is the definition of twin flame experience, really to put this individual perspective as this. So because I can see how it will create a lot of positive progress in people if they see it sooner and get enough maturity and mental preparation, all of these things that we were saying. What is required to reach the next step is for you to start seeing, just think for yourself instead of repeating all like this parrot what other people were saying for years and years, because the journey evolves. Like it's so dynamic, and even maybe things that people were sharing years ago, maybe it's just not valid anymore, or maybe there are different timelines in which it means different things. So
Okay, generational karma. To the ego must be restricted or restructured, and sometimes, many times, alone takes years of your free will, which is not. Mm, so many things that are mixed up within that questions. You mixed up a generational karmas and a ego, and restricted, restructured. If you look at it in there, within that questions in there, and you adding even your free will, which is not, that it shows up that a lot of things are not put it in there. Generational karmas is a patterns that is passed to you through the generations. Okay, your ego has to look inside of it and see what it is. The reorganization, the restriction, that is a a whole different self process. Um, and if you put yourself what takes a year, so if you're free will, mixing it to the free will is about you to choose, to make a choice, choices, or what kind of choices you're going to make with you. You can have the choices to choose that generational karma. You can have a choices to choose your ego. You can have a choices to choose restructuring of all these restrictions in yourself and free yourself out of this. And you have that choices to obey your free will. But you also have choices to go with the divine to lead you and help you within all this inside. It's all leading to that choices inside of it in there. But this is why a lot of the people have this. They put everything in one pile, and they think that with one thing they're gonna solve the same thing. I will put 10 piles of constructions situations that I demolish old house, and there is a 10 piles, and I'm gonna give you just a one bucket, and I'm gonna tell you with one bucket I want you to move all those 10 piles. Would you do it? This is why when you look at it inside of you, learn to go ahead and deal with one thing at a time. And not as a trying to all at once to be this and so on. But it's just personal suggestions out there to out there for the community. You guys, you have anything to add
Yeah,
there?
I'm being reminded. Yeah, I'm just being reminded about the importance of um, development on different levels. Spiritual, of course, but just really emotional, mental, uh, body. You know, the whole things, all of them have to be in balance because you can gain. Once you get this inner wisdom, and if you're trusted from the universe by getting these understandings, they can create a lot of confusion, especially if you have some older like belief systems or religion preferences. Like I can see how it really requires the very good mental state to handle all of that without getting into extremes, because that's what can happen. So if you're guys on the journey, just make sure that some of us, maybe even they need some psychological help. Like spirituality is a beautiful tool, it can help you, but if you feel like you're kind of losing the touch at some point with your emotions or your mental capacity, it can be compromised, because this is a lot of wisdom to handle at one time. And if you are not able to put it in the correct order, it's okay to ask for help, if you feel like it's too overwhelming. And we were just discussing that, mostly people, when you're entering the spiritual path, you are naturally doing this inner work and just analyze yourself. But I think this is a beautiful combination, just to make sure that you're mentally prepared to handle all those changes, because we could see that many people are even going into some depression state. They are just not able to handle all of this. And it's a little bit of it's part of an inner work, just to try and catch up, like if are all of those parts are in balance, because that's, if something is not in balance, it can also maybe create some problems, and you don't want to have problems on in 3D. Just a reminder.
When you surrender your will to God, you're giving His wisdom, which is that of the Holy Spirit. Surrender. Surrender is a big key within the whole journey itself in there. But you need to talk about that. Sometimes people mistaken the wisdom to something else compared to what the divine is, and this is why when sometimes you feel within these situations, I'm talking about even me. Okay, I'm still learning. I'm still a student. I'm still learning things every single day. uh, for it, and cannot just bring that wisdom. All I can bring is the personal experience out there as a, I would say, as a twin flame, as a fellow spiritualist, and so on. I can just share what I have within me, but I cannot bring what a lot of the people have their perceptions about what the God is. So when you surrender in there, you get in that wisdom. Um, you get that wisdom within you that as a current moment, time, space of situations, you're representing that as it is, as a current moment, time, and space. Even I was looking at, we actually had a little discussions up here about all this. And I told Paulina for that time, that space, that's what it is, the journey it is. And people gonna go through this journey and they're gonna find out the things that we find out. It's not our job to tell the people, okay, here is the future and they gotta skip all this. You think you're gonna skip what we went through with Paulina? Wish you good luck. You try to trick the universe, wish you good luck. But you can't. It is not gonna happen. The journey that you have to walk through it, you have to go through it. It doesn't matter what it is and what is going on in there. So yeah, the surrendering is actually help also this part that you surrender to what's going on, and it's kind of like a warrior that's waits for the instructions from the divine. What's the next step? That's what Paulina said. We're waiting. What's the next step? We're not pushing. We're not rushing. We stay in our inner peace and love with it. That is your power as a twin flames, guys. Patience. Patience. And as you see it, most of the twin flames they don't have the patience. But yeah. All right. Where were we? I don't know. It's only a Blue Swans questions right now.
Yeah, guys, if you can just concentrate your questions a little bit because it's a little bit confusing to even read. Just bring the main points you want to share with us and others,
Yeah.
because there might be some other people who want to share as well. We would appreciate it. But in principle, from what I see, it's just, it's all about realizing this the freedom of choice, and just following your path. And constantly, you will always have ego versus spirit, your higher self trying to guide you. But I think we all know what is the truth, you know and yeah, I think I'm speechless. Like, it's too much. And especially, I can see that I don't want to go into any religion here. Like, I'm putting all the religions in one pot, so I think we should stay maybe objective to it.
Mm-hmm. Um, what question? Let's see. Spirituality is profoundly constant. It generates co-creation with each and every realm. Co-creation. What is it? A co-creation. So the co-creation comes in within that development when you develop together with within the divine. Okay. Your creator, your partner is creator, so the divine it is. And that's what the part of the divine marriage is this right here, right there, this moment of creations. And when you feel like it's not the moment to create, you're not creating. Instead of some of the people who are in a spiritual community and especially into the twin flames, they're forcing each other. Don't force. Uh, you heard it from me and Paulina, guys. Things happen natural on their own, natural, with peace, with love. bliss state. They don't happen when you push, when you rush, and so on and so on. And there. All right.
Mhm.
I don't know. There's so many questions of them that I don't know. That's like a little.
No, I don't feel, today is not a day about discussion about religions. Like, I'm not in this mood, so we will maybe read it after, and then we can, if there is something that it's really be useful in terms of a journey itself, without putting too much belief systems, I would say we'll be talking about it. But in general, like that, just coming back to our state that we are, I believe, like many people will have right now, it's a little bit of this lesson applying this spiritual maturity and really embracing this and waiting for the path to unfold. I'm really feeling not very much different to the moment that we connected, this year. I'm in this surrender stage to really put on hold my control. Like, I was trying to bring more clarity to this situation that we have in 3D. There is no way to create it. It just, the only way out I saw is just to really surrender and see how the things will unfold. And the moment you do that, you just kind of give the universe a chance to really bring you the best way to sort out your 3D experience. And we decided to take a different road. Instead of trying to push into our 3D union or 3D experience together, we've met, we saw, oh, it will be beautiful, it will work. But right now, let us give a chance to the divine how to arrange those things the most beautiful way. The same way as you would step out and say, okay, universe, what's your plan for me? Is there anyone out there that can match me? That's the same experience, but right now we just bring all of that together to our 3D experience together. Okay, I can see some questions coming
Uh,
in comments.
yeah, there is some comments, and I'm getting also with this religions things, guys. If you want to know about more religion, about what religion is more connecting to your twin flames, go study Hinduism. Okay, you have to stay focused out of it, of this religious programming, guys. All right, and study the things, please. Okay, I'm respecting all the religions, but here it's right now is you making a statements and a comments that are not proper. It is a current time. Can't just say Jesus is the head of this, of the twin flames and so on and so on. Why just not go ahead and read Shiva Shakti, for example? You cannot use the religions to apply it to the twin flame. Twin flame is above. Okay, it's not. I'm not angry. Okay, I'm not angry. I'm just. We spoke about this. We told you about a few minutes ago. Uh, we are a different breed. If the religions was helping interact humanity, we would have been coming here. You want to have that twin flame experience. Religions mean regulated spirituality, or if you want to translate it, that it comes in from Latin, it's relegale. Go ahead and study this, okay? But we're talking about the primary spirituality that comes in as origin. You go ahead and study that. Go ahead and study neo-paganism. Go ahead and study that. See what there is. There is no God. There is a universe in there. You see this and so on and so on. Okay. What I'm not talking about here is we're coming here today to discussing the twin flames journey as it is. Okay, and there is no union without Jesus. Don't take this things that is a programming and okay. If you want to study things, there is a study within the Christianity that you need to look more deeply within. Ask yourself why certain books was removed from the original Christianity, because the Christianity had no Bible. It had only the books of Christianity. If that's what he wants to go on and so on, I don't respect any religion. Okay, even we open up with the Quran. We look at it into the Hindus religions. We are actually looking at to bring the peace within. But don't start getting into this in there. Okay? If you're talking about a Jesus in there and the marriage in there, you need to understand that when the Jesus comes in, okay, in the form of the sheep, they prepare the bride for him. Who's preparing the bride for him? Okay? The divine. Who knows who the bride is? The divine. Okay? So it's not all about that. Okay? So, and Catherine, can you say something about your financial journey during this twin flame experience? Finally, that's something more
Thank you.
related. Oh, oh, thank you for the rescue. Anna Catherine, okay. Um, taking care of yourself financially. Talking about this, the finances are very great in there. When I separated with my ex-wife during the twin flame journey, by the way, I have a financial background. Just I want to mention about that. I worked with a financial services company in the United States. I was a personal financial advisor for a family budget. I applied this into the finances, but as a twin flame, as a finances, I learned something else. You can't be stingy, but it can't be overgiver. But you need to learn how to give in order to receive. And as a twin flame, financially, at that moment, I learned how to manage finances. And me and Paulina have a very good educations about this. We talk about this financial things. And let me tell you, it's not about this, we want to have, we want to this, but it's more about like the codependency and there. When you begin to create, if you create something with your partner and you create something in there, you have to learn to put that energies there and leave it to the divine. But if your partner, for example, is not resonate with this, is not doing it with this, all that energy is gonna be dropped down because your partner is now ready to co-create with you. They may be selfish and they're thinking about themselves. So within the journey about the finances, I learned a lot. And let me tell you, as a twin flames, I learned something else though. People still are not spiritually mature for the energies exchanges. They don't understand certain things about the energy financial exchanges at all yet. It is not about all the things that goes on because everyone wants the things for free, but there is nothing free on this world. Okay. And for example, I can use the pictures for free from somebody, but I don't get energy to put energies into them. And this is what I'm learning as a twin flame. And this. But what are we talking about financially as a twin flame, as a couple? Let me tell you, the financial planning you're doing with your partner, if you're not doing it with peace, if you're not doing it for situations and if you're not making it the plans together, okay, you're still operating in the old system. If you, for example, if you're planning to do something with it, as Paulina said, there is no secrets in that relationship. That relationship doesn't operate out. And we talk about with this financial educations, when you apply to the spirit, what is that gonna be helping you for your next step? Okay, because you're using the financial situations to create the environment, but under the divine guidance. That's what it is. Otherwise, financially, I learned a lot of the stuff when I was with after my physical separations with my ex in there, and talking about this, I was able to manage to do things that most of the people probably will be, and I understood my wounded impact power that I did and how much financial losses I got. But in that being the case, in that I also learned a lot of lessons with this. But throughout the journey as a twin flame, I learned a lot in there. All right, so
Yeah, maybe I can share my experience because I come from this background in which my previous connection was based on this like financial stability, financial security, and I could see how that was a lot of fears and blocks related to freeing myself from this relationship because I just couldn't imagine myself being able to build something on my own, taking care of myself on my own. And I discovered a lot of powers once I start, building my world like the new way. So we separated, and then I mean we broke up, and then I learned to take care of myself. I graduated from the university and I got a job, and it just brought me a lot of freedom in which I saw that I don't need anyone to provide for me. Like that's a big lesson that you have to learn, because you cannot be in a state that you will demand from your partner or expect from your partner that no matter what happens, it's okay because my partner will take care of me financially, even, because it's that will create unnecessary pressure. So I would say until you don't get this to this point that you don't have this financial worries about your material state, like you have to put those things in order, because you don't want to bring those worries to your next or your current relationship. It doesn't really matter what the situation is, but this is a big lesson to learn, to realize that we can be okay on our own. There is no need to have anyone providing for us. So I think if anything, if you're in the separation stage, that's probably the big part to revisit. And once you get this into balance, and once you maybe get into the relationship, don't be afraid to talk about this stuff, because I could see many arguments in in couples, that they argue about money, and it's like uncomfortable topic to talk to. But within your connection, you don't want to have any questions you cannot ask to your partner, or any conversation that you cannot have, because this is like a sensitive topic. So from personal experience, I that's what I learned, to take care of yourself first, just not get rid of this financial material worries. I think this is even related to this like lower chakras, and this losing the sense of stability, like sense of, you need to have a proper ground, solid ground, even for your spirituality, to not to have those unnecessary worries. And once you're in this state, again, like attracts like, so you will be attracting also someone who also is in the same position, because otherwise, you're just sending out the wrong signal. So I think this is a beautiful time, the separation phase, even, or just solitude, to bring yourself up and just learn those skills.
you hear the words of wisdom in her. I was waiting for a person like this to understand all this. Let that sink in for you guys a little bit. Especially right now, we're talking about the Scorpio Taurus season inside of it. And there. What is important to you? And when we're talking about twin flames, and especially as a holiday today, and there, that's what it takes. A mutual understanding about this, the cooperations about this. It's not about a house. It's about happy house. It's not about survival. It is about journey. And this is why when we're talking about finances, you're going to understand the following of the age of Aquarius. Okay? You can recreate, you can have a house, you can grow your own vegetables. You can grow your own kettles if you want, and you can bring everything that for it. You just forget how to get it to your own. That's all there is. Okay? It's about maturing and growing in there within. So, talking about the financial and the situations in there, twin flames have the inner power of they cannot only survive, they can recreate. They came in to recreate the world, to go back, put it back the way it is. How many of the people that want to have a 2, 3, 5 acre land so they can grow what they want? They grow it, they can it, they have that food in there. And then they can exchange that food for the other things that they cannot produce. That's how it was the original time. Before the money of the Phoenicians, they were created as they exchange energy. How the world was doing exchanges. You produce something, can you exchange it with other people? That's how it goes. That's how it was. Okay. In there, but there is a very good questions about this in there. And Anna Catherine, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Do you still have a normal job? Currently, I don't have a normal job. Currently, I do the astrology reading and I do the spiritual support. I work with clients. That's what basically is in there. I don't know about the future yet, and this is why I'm focused on the current moment of state. However, Paulina can say this for herself.
I still have normal job. I could sense that it's like even when I started that it will be temporary. I'm in this job for about a year now, but they were I manifested this job. So it came to me as I treated it as a gift. So I try not to change the things as they are right now. I realize that if I try to push towards the changes, leave jobs and turn totally towards spirituality, it would create unnecessary pressures. And following some words of wise people, and I agree with that. It's not your job to create the storms in your life. You have to allow the situation to unfold. I can see that current situation gives us a lot of freedom. We can start planning for the proper things to come, proper time. And I don't rush to go into spirituality, especially like I just accepted that might be the way I will gonna work, as a part-time. As difficult as it is sometimes, it's a little bit hard to manage this full-time job and time difference and all this stuff. But we are doing what we can, and I think it's a good balance that we have, because maybe that's a template that people have to accept too. Not everyone have to work with spirituality full time, and it's just about bringing the spiritual experience even to your workplace. So that's a bit tricky. I don't know what will be the next step, but I accept the situation however way it will unfold. I just appreciate this even 3D situation, how it unfolded for me, because I was working for that for a few years right now. So I don't want to make any decisions fast. I'm waiting for more guidance, and we know that this is really like time of awaiting for the next step, some more guidance. Um, so that's our situation. Still, one foot in this normal jobs and normal world. But I'm happy how I can start. I even get a lot of lessons in my workplace, because I can see that still there are some patterns I have from the past that I would not be able to test in my mm, private life. That this is purely on the level of professional work, dealing with people, dealing with coworkers, that there are some even things maybe from childhood that I have to heal. So I appreciate this as a way to learn new things.
Yeah, just a quick comment for it. The new financial energies that you're going to get, it's going to be developed in a way that the wisdom that you have about the way the energies is, you're going to be developing this parts when you're going to be learning the I believe that Annette, Anne Catherine, you have financial background. talking about the diversifications, creating of emergency fund, and creating of things that gonna take to the next stage. Okay, for example, emergency fund is that where you put some money on the side so you don't have credit cards, you don't have to deal with this in there. The other thing is the diversification is about you do some sort of investment. Maybe that could be a real estate. You can have an apartment that you are renting in there that can bring enough income so you don't depend solely on the spirituals. And in the spiritual realms, the way I see some of the people who are coaches, the twin flames and so on, I see that they either asking for so much money for providing the support, or they're going back into the normal job. Far as the twin flame it is about you to have this balance of financial security within the world, and on the other side, it is about uh, you maybe have a house, you may be not big, not something enormous. You're not for showing off. You're here to create the environment in the house because the future generations is depending on that. And I'm gonna send it back. What did you learn about finances from who? Because if you learn the finances from your broken parents, or you learn finances from the people who only learn how to be stingy and only invest, so they can just show up into the world how much it is, but they don't want to support things and they don't want to improve their quality of life. Or sometimes you improve your quality of life and then it's this jealousy within people who don't improve your quality of life in there. So take a look at it with this. The twin flames brings a totally different positions into the finances. But talking about finances is one thing, but also you don't have to push your partner into the journey, into the situations that are, because it's number one is uh, into the finances when you have issues and so on. It is about the trust within the partner, and that trust within the partner, it is incredibly because that's how the support goes on. I always was sharing my finances with my partners as they should be sharing in their in so on. And talking about within this, okay, we're talking about within the future. Uh, yeah, you gotta have your things that you do on your own in the situations, but it's also have to do the things together to to be an example of how you're proceeding in this world for a better future to come. And there. So yeah, uh, my question to you guys is that are you working personally on yourself to become a powerful couple? Are you preparing yourself in that? And please, guys, I ask you not to blow up my chat in there, but since the chat has been blown up in there, we're not here to talk about religion. We both stated this. We're talking about twin flames, so I would love if you guys respecting that for it. Otherwise, this whole thing becomes a pointless in there. So talking about within this, it is about when you, as a twin flame, where are you going? We came here to talk to you about the journey, how to get better. Okay, if you are making discussions about the religions in the twin flame, that will be a total different topic. But now we're talking about shifting. I'm going to shift you back here. That twin flame comes in to change paradigms that don't work. And looking at inside of you, in there, are you preparing yourself to be sharing that power with another person, that power of love within? Not to have a power struggles, because the power struggles is one of the main reasons why it's a lot of the twin flames, they are not together. Me and Paulina, we don't have a power struggle. We're not struggling with us. Why? Because together we work on this. But you guys don't see the inner work before that. Internally inside of us, the inner work that was done before, long before that, you only see the result. We're here to give you the guidance about this. Okay? So talking about this insight in there, look at within you. Are you preparing yourself to become this powerful couple? It's not only like getting quit on this and so on. So, okay. I'm sorry, but I had to use my rights as a administrator in the chat. And apologize, but it is what it is. Number one thing, evolve in yourself as a single twin flame. You're gonna be fixing at that. Okay, looking at inside of you this healing dynamics, because the healing dynamics personally is gonna be a healing dynamics from within. And if you want to say something, darling, that would be good.
I got distracted by this, but I'm glad you did this. I think all of this, if people were looking at what we are saying and try to catch the right tone that we try to say, that, you know, that's up to you to free yourself and just move to the next stage. Like, there is really so much out there beyond. And this is, I think, what we are doing right now is just the beginning, because we are getting like glimpses or senses, you know, that will be the next point. But I can see how it more and more it will be becoming about being as a whole here. But it's just about bringing more people in the right mindset and getting prepared to the next steps, and just discovering these gifts, that how we can work together here, you know, because every once you will become more and more aware, you will just discover more gifts and more knowledge and wisdom. And it's just, I would like as many people as possible to learn this, and just to reach their potential, just to start discovering those gifts, because, you know, there are just so much out there. It helped me a lot just to have a new colors in my life, you know, it's new meaning, new colors, and it was just, it's becoming more interesting. And right now I'm experiencing this sense of peace and paradise that people are talking about, that we are striving so much and waiting when it will come, you know. So instead of, we were watching some videos, I think it was from Mel, that he was saying, even, you know, you have to accept that you cannot get caught up with this circle of healing and improving yourself. It's just, at some point you will recognize that you've done your inner work. Right now it's time to get a payback from the energies, like you will be trusted with something else once you reach the certain state. But I think that's what I wanted to share for now, for people just to everyone's journey is different, I understand this, and it's just listen to your intuition, and you know what is truth and not, and you know what is keeping you stuck and not. So I think with this, it's just, if you analyze yourself enough from the observant point of view, you will see what things are serving you, and what things are being bring to you, but you kind of resist them, or you don't want to say no or goodbye to some old patterns that are not good anymore.
The old patterns, actually, you are gonna see it because, um, I mean, I'm talking about personally to the journey and being in the soul connections with before talking about with Paulina, and we encounter something. She and I had to go through exact the same patterns, situations as the previous soul connections. But since we went through that road once, maybe twice, maybe even more, for someone who doesn't learn right away, we're talking about that we got into these positions, but those energies, those wisdom, that knowledge that we apply to it, all of a sudden we're now reacting on the old patterns. And that is your power inside of you on a personal level. And then when you're not repeating those patterns inside of it as a twin flame, you actually evolve. And if you're stuck within the journey as a twin flame, in there, if you're in this positions of so much certain things in there, look inside of you. Are you recycling the same experience over and over and over? Like you have a loop within a timeline. You begin, you go, but you go back into the same thing. You get in, and go back into the same situations in there. And that is a when you have to look at it, those patterns inside of it within. And that is going to be a one part of a powerful couple that you're going to be developing in yourself. Because that loop of the timeline with the right person is going to be pushing you forward. You're not going to repeat that loops. And what happened is through the journey, there was those loops that she and I, we repeated, but the outcome was going forward. And it's developed the truth because we both stick to each other in the hard moments. We are both did the grounding work again and again within. We both look at it within ourselves, the personality and the situations, and so on and so on. And seeing at this inside of you, it is about that when you see this, the spiritual wisdom, it's coming in, okay? Because the spirituality, it is the mother of the philosophy and the psychology, and you're gonna find out how those three works within yourself and there. So we'll look if some of you have so many other questions that's not related to the religion. So please don't abuse this. It's a healthy boundaries about this. People crossing healthy boundaries, and you have to step it up within there. Okay, we are here to talk about this. If you guys have so many questions about related to twin flames, please ask it about the twin flames situations. I will not repeating this anymore. On that positions, we're here to help you and celebrate this, not to turn it to something else that it is not. And I will appreciate your cooperation, guys, in there. Dalek, you have anything to say?
I can read what people have to say in the chat. People are talking about the truth from what I see and science. And I think that's what also happens once you start seeing this bigger picture. You see it's all connected, psychology, spirituality, science. Religion helps you some point, but it's just as a source of information. But if you are doing things the right way, you won't find contradictions. You will see that it all just talks about one thing, and it's just kind of, it helps you to explain and understand all of this process. Especially that I also come from this very scientific background, so I had to learn the spiritual side. Okay, there's a question from Anna Katrin. Do you still have some of your old friends? Personally, I can start, like, I have, although I can see this relationship start to modify because people are not resonating that much. Some people were falling off, or just natural way, those relationships just get less intense. For some people are coming back for some time, but then they go away again. I have a lot of new friends too, but I realized that it's more about quality of those relationships right now. I'm not striving for it, and especially this time I moved to another city, but I'm not even interested in getting more friends. I'm just keeping, I have enough for now. And I see that it's hard to maintain connections, healthy connections with so many people. It takes your energy, because also you have to have energy for yourself, because it's also, you have to take care of yourself. But some people continue the journey. Some people are starting to awaken as well, especially, within family. That's very nice to see how you don't have to disconnect totally with everyone. It's just some people will be following you or walking hand by hand. So that's my personal view.
I have a lot of friends. Some of my friends, they're sticking up with me because of one time they pulled off, then come back, pull off and come back. And some of the people comes in and they stay for good because they are understanding about this. Talking about some of you of the friends, let me put it that way. Talking about this, you will have a friends there in the 3D, but they are expecting you as a spirituality is who you become. Let me tell you, I have a friends that I can just go ahead and call them and says like, you know what, I'm coming to United States. Uh, can you help me? And talking about all those for it, these are the people you can trust. Okay, I have a lot of friends on the Facebook. I have a lot of friends through YouTube and so on and so on. In there, try to be the best friend as it is. But when the people start beginning into this personal demanding, you need to understand who is your friend. Okay, friend is someone who understands you where you've been. He gets you on what you're becoming, and he invites you gently to grow. That's what the friendship is. It's not when you change. It's not when you develop yourself. It's not what this and they don't resonate. They don't resonate with you. They don't resonate with the growth because you make them feel comfortable. And some of those people, they are gonna be falling off. But why did they fall off? They falling off because of themselves, not because of you. And here is the part if you're not taking personally when other people comes in, friends or situations that comes in, and there is a personal attachment in there. You don't take it personally because if you take it personally, you still have not healed the wounds of the 3D. Okay, because in the spirituality, the people is gonna respect you as a person, as a soul, just because of the way the things are. And you, as a spiritual wisdom in there, um, in there, uh, I have some of these people as old friends. They're still with me. Okay, but some of those old friends, okay, one is immature, and I challenge them to grow. Then those friends falls off. But that's what the friendship is. You to help the person to grow. And if the people don't get in that friendship, they take it in the wrong way and they begin as something else, then the friendship doesn't serve a purpose. Uh, so for it. And Catherine, thank you. This is a very beautiful question. And Hi, Sacred Divine Sound. I met my twin flame 1111. Happy holiday for you in there. So for it. All right. You guys have any more questions? Let me know. If not, we are going to be closing this chat. I think that it's time for this. For it, but I want to say thank you for guys are coming in, and I'll appreciate your inputs. I appreciate this, and I'm not going to apologize for my boundaries because I was loud and clear about the boundaries, and we're not little kids in here. And talking about with this, my wish to you guys, and take a look at it inside of yourself. What do you what do you do from within? Because what it is within is gonna be an outward and out. And then how is your actions and how is your reactions? You know, respecting the situations and so on, that's mean that there is something within you as a lack of respect. Um, okay, and talking about this in there for my personal wish to you guys is follow your inner guidance from within, what is right, what is wrong, but going through deeply within your own soul. Okay, go deeply from within, because this is going to help you to develop what you need to develop within itself. Okay, so
Yeah, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for your time. We're happy to celebrate with you, and I'm excited to see what new it's coming to us. For everyone who is on the journey and just do their work. It's not always only about the work, like you have to reward yourself. That's something that I have to learn, just to have a rest in the proper time too. But thanks for all the love and hugs. I wish you all the best.
all right, guys, be love. See you next time.
Thank you. See you.